How
There you
about
go. I got it.
I'm going to take that as a yes.
ask and you shall receive?
So yes, Joanne, as you can tell by the recording notification you just got, we are recording it. And we are 1 minute past the hour. Is anybody attending from Hawaii? It's probably pretty early there. Probably not.
Oh, Joanne is
from Hawaii. MK, very good. What time is it there, Joanne?
7:02.
7:02, not too bad. Not too bad. I bet the weather's amazing though.
Yes, beautiful.
You could have told me it was terrible. It would have made me feel a little bit. All right. We got Tony joining us. All right, we're 2 minutes past the hour. I think that's probably pretty good. Mary, do you want to go ahead and get us kicked off?
Absolutely. Well, welcome everybody to our second Lunch and Learn. My name is Mary Lyric, and I am one of the senior account specialists here on the membership team. We have rolled out this monthly series so we can spotlight and highlight some benefits and resources that you as members can take advantage of to help grow and streamline your businesses. Today's topic is something that's really important to all of you, I know, and that is going to be about education and how to train and tap into all the different resources on our Rental U platform. And then we're also going to take a segment for the ARA certified programs. The live chat is something that we're going to be able to do Q&A throughout today's session. So please feel free to ask your questions. And also know that towards the end, we'll be opened up for some discussion. Today, we have two important ARA team members that are going to walk us through these resources. The first, for those that don't know, is Lauren Watts. She's our Director of Education. And our second is going to be Josh Nickel, who is our Vice President of the Equipment segment. Lauren?
Hey everyone, glad you're here. I'm Lauren. I have been at the association for, this is going on my 4th year. So really excited to talk to you today about Rental U and some of the projects we've got going on.
That's great. And I'm Josh Nickel, Vice President of the Equipment segment. So I'm the equipment guy. I'm a little bit terrified of event rentals. So please don't ask me too much about tabletop or things like that. I always used to say, you know, with equipment, you could always give them a new time or swap them out. But if you run somebody's wedding, that's on you for life. And I don't need to be responsible for any of that. So, but we do have Mary on here, who is our event expert. So she's going to be talking some about event education today as well. And I think Lauren's going to get us started off with a walk through Rental U. Then we're going to take some questions, and then we're going to talk more specifically about the equipment segment certification, why we created them, what they mean, what they are, how to utilize them, and the return on investment that we expect to get from them.
Yeah, just to.
So I'll turn it back over to you, Lauren.
Great, thank you. So like Josh said, we really want this, we need to be interactive. So if you have questions, comments, please start putting them in the chat about Rental U. I'd be curious to know how many of you have never logged into Rental U before. That is not to shame you, that's to know how much we need to go through today, in what order. So a little background on Rental U. If you haven't been in the platform in the last year, then you have not seen Rental U as it stands today. We've done a huge revamp of the platform to make it even easier for everyone to find what they need and to give you a place to jump off from. I know that in the past, we've heard that Rental U is overwhelming. There's so much in there, we don't know where to begin. So our goal with this revamp was to kind of help guide you to where you need to start until you feel comfortable to start diving in on your own. So I'm going to share my screen and we're going to walk through some of the fundamental activities that you can do in Rental U.
And Lauren, just so you know, while you're pulling that up, we're getting lots of yeses for having logged into Rental U.
Yay!
Is great. I did get some direct messages, and I'm not going to name names of those people who said no. So we do have some people who are going to be seeing it for the first time today.
Okay. Well, the first thing you should know when you log on to Rental U is you will see a screen that looks like this. If you are someone at your organization who should have the ability to add your staff to the platform to assign them trainings, and you do not see these 3 boxes on the bottom, please send us a message, direct message Josh, direct message Jeff, Mary, any of us, and we will make sure that you have the ability to assign your staff courses and to add your staff to this platform. Adding your staff to Rental U is included in your membership. There is no additional fee for you to utilize this platform whatsoever, included in your membership. And I think it's the best benefit, but I'm biased. So when you log on to Rental U, your screen will look like this. If you are an event only company, you will only see this catalog right here, and it will say course catalog. If you are an equipment only company, you will see this picture and it will say course catalog. If you have a little bit of both, you'll see what I'm seeing right here, which is a little bit of both. There are three main things that we want to talk about today, and that is finding courses, enrolling users, and editing your users, which is adding users to the platform. So first things first, Rental U works like any other search function you use, whether that's YouTube, Netflix, Google, anything. It auto populates when you start typing. So we have so many courses in here that if you are looking for a specific resource, go to the top, type it in the search bar, and everything that's in Rental U will be there for you. If you're not sure, if you're not comfortable using the search bar and you want to look around, we have categorized our course offerings and our resource offerings by categories. So management and leadership, operations, transportation and vehicles, everything is categorized in what is a way for you to get to everything within 3 clicks. That was our goal when we did the redesign. So if you're looking to teach your new counter staff, customer service, phone skills, everything we have is available in this resource bar right here. You click through it, scroll through it just like you would any other streaming service. At the bottom, it'll tell you about how long it takes to complete the course if we have that information available. Anytime you're ever lost in Rental U, always click on the ARA logo on the top left-hand corner. It will bring you home. A very common question we get is, I just had somebody start brand new, they need training, and I don't know where to begin. Getting started in rental, ? Send them there, and there's a ton of courses that we've included to help orient your staff to our industry, because we get a lot of people saying, the person I hired worked at Target 2 weeks ago. They don't know anything about rental. Send them here. We've got onboarding courses, general safety courses. We also have courses available in Spanish. Not all of our courses are available in Spanish, but we are building that library as we go this year. It's one of our big strategic initiatives. If you're in equipment, we have a specific one for you. Event, we have a specific one for you as well.
One of the things I want to mention when Lauren's talking about language that the education team has done an amazing job with this year is actually analyzing the readability and understandability of our educational programs. So they actually have a tool that they can run things through that tell you how easy it is to understand the language we're using in a course, and if there's any specific terminology that isn't commonly used that we need to define better. Because one of the things we run into in all sides of the industry is, even if they didn't speak another language as their first language, they don't always have the best educational background or best language skills or best reading skills. One of my top mechanics was dyslexic and had a hard time. And so we've been working really hard at creating educational programs that are really easy for anybody of any education level to absorb and read, which makes it faster if you're a high level reader, but makes it absorbable for everybody.
Yes, our software that we use for that it's incredible. It's improving every day, and we're really trying to make this accessible for your staff and to make training something that is not just pulling teeth to get them to accomplish. I mean, you're competing for their time with all these other distractions in the world, that if we can make training engaging and interactive and easy to understand, that's what we're going to do, because that's our goal. So you'll see in the training that we've been creating for the last couple of years that that's definitely been our focus. And I think it's evident in the products that we're turning out. The safety and risk management catalog, I do want to touch on because it is our most robust offering. It is categorized in different sections, excuse me, based on the resource we have available. So the first thing I want to highlight is our new Prioritize Safety series. Can you put in the chat if you've heard of this, if you have seen these watercolor animations somewhere from ARA before? Yes or no? That would be a great poll question to know if these look familiar to you at all. I see the number on the chat rising. Are they yeses or nos? This is so exciting.
More yeses than nos right now, Lauren.
All right,
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
So what I want to share about the Prioritize Safety series is it is a new series that we launched in January. Every month we drop a new video, one focused on event rental, one focused on equipment rental, and they are 2-minute videos just really driving home one safety point for the month. At the end, there are 2 quick questions as a knowledge check to make sure that your staff was paying attention, and on you go. You've done a safety training for your day. We also release 1 video in Spanish every month as well. If you are interested in these videos, if you're interested in having your staff see these videos, you can auto enroll today in the chat right now to have us automatically assign these courses to your staff every month without you having to touch a button. So if you're interested in this, as you can see, some of the topics here are dock and yard safety, PPE. This is PPE in Spanish, APP, who knew? Slip, trip, and fall is another one we released recently. And we are going to build this catalog up as the year goes on. In total, we've got about 25 videos to drop for you guys. So we're really excited about this. It's a really quick, digestible way to drive home a point. Kevin Gurn, our Vice President of Safety, is the animated host of this series, and you will find yourself laughing out loud. They're really funny, but also drive home the safety point that we want to make.
Absolutely. You'll also find that all of these videos are segment specific. There are some things like a video on PPE that apply to everybody.
Yes.
But in a month that, for example, tent staking tips came out, we would have another tip that is for the equipment segment. So we do have segment specific tips that are coming out monthly with these as well.
Yes. And all of these videos we've categorized in their own line, as you can see here. So if you want to go in and check them out yourself, they're all right there for you under safety and risk management.
A lot of response about getting people automatically enrolled, so that's fantastic.
Great. We love to see it. We're happy to help. Makes your life easier. Love it. Underneath that safety series, we've got the rest of our safety and risk management courses. These are here. You can find them, search through them. We've got all sorts of offerings there. These top 10 rental contract clauses are very interesting. I interviewed James Waite for these. So these are all coming from James Waite, if you're not familiar. He is an ARA partner for all things legal. And we talked through the top 10 clauses you need to have in your rental contract and why they matter. So these are short 2 to 3 minute videos as well. All 10 of them are in there. And they've been wildly popular. We launched those back in December. So take a look at those while you're in there as well. And then the last thing I want to highlight is these Take 5 for safety meeting resources. And I know Angie and I had a good conversation about this a couple months back. If you are keeping track of your safety meetings that are supposed to be happening, these are resources that you can use to do that. These you can find in the safety section of rental management every month. And what we've done is pulled them down from RM and put them into rental use so you can have them and download them. They are 5-minute, obviously Take 5 for safety topic that also includes a sign-in sheet. And a new one is posted every month. So go in here, click on them. You can see the article, and then the second page is a sign-in sheet, and everything is available for download. So any resource in Rental U that you want to take and use, you can take and use. They're all downloadable, available for you 24/7. And that is also in our safety and risk management catalog. Any questions so far about what is in Rental U, where you can find things in Rental U before I go into a couple of the administrative functions?
Lauren, before we segue, can we get clarification on those safety videos that companies and employees are automatically auto enrolled in those? We were getting some questions there.
Oh, sure. So what we can do is when the video is uploaded, which is on the 1st or the 2nd of every month, what we can do with your permission is enroll your staff into those trainings. So your staff who we have in Rental U, which if you need to clean up that list, we can help you do that as well. They will get an email that says, you've just been enrolled in this month's Prioritize Safety Series video. Click here to take the course in Rental U. So that is what the auto enroll means. It means your staff will be alerted and you when the new course is available.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah. Any other questions about content in Rental U before we switch gears briefly for administrative function? Okay, great. Okay, we will keep her moving then. So if you are an admin at your store, you are going to see these 3 buttons down here, which again, we created to make your life easier in Rental U. So if you want to edit users, which means you want to add users, or you want to remove someone, anything like that, you can do from clicking the edit users button. We've tried to make it as intuitive as possible. Big red plus that says add user. You'll add their first name, their last name, and email, and save it. That will create them a user in Rental U. It's that simple. You can choose to click this box or not. We like being able to be in touch with your staff. It helps us segment the messages better. If you include a title or what their role at the company is, that also helps because then you as the primary contact, if it's not a message that may pertain to you, it may pertain to your staff. So just kindly ask that if you are interested in allowing us to talk to your staff, that you uncheck that box. But that is how you add a user. Any questions on adding users?
I did get a direct question. If I have a bunch of users to add, what's the best way to do that?
Send an email to Jeff Rogan. Sorry, Jeff, I'm signing you up, and member services will help you clean up your list so you are good to go.
And then we also had a couple questions in the chat. Let's see. Can we see who watches the safety series?
Yes, you can. We are about to get to that administrative function.
Okay, I'm sorry, I was early on that then. And are the safety videos available by text or a link to them by text? I'm not sure exactly what you're asking there.
Yeah, that's a good question. So you can visit Rental U on your phone. You can send a link to a course by your phone, but if that person is not logged in, that content is not available for them to see. So my best recommendation for sending via phone would be send via email on your phone, and you can open up Rental U on your mobile device. But the textable link is it's not quite there yet because of the gatekeeping we do for the member benefits.
And then last question is, it looks like there's 2 questions now. Second to last question, how do you remove a user?
Good question. We can help you remove users.
If you can do it on your dashboard within the website, or simply reach out to a member service specialist, we'll be able to take care of it for you.
There you go. It's that simple. If you have a question, ask Jeff Rogan and he will take care of it for you. Josh, was there one more question in there, did you say?
I was able to answer that one pretty quickly.
Oh, great. Okay. So we're going to go on to the next gray box here, which is enrolling users in courses. I will say before we go through this is that anyone who has access to Rental U has access to all of the courses in Rental U. they can click and join any course they want, as long as it's not paid. They have access to auto enroll themselves. So just saying that up front. So if you want to say, go spend 30 minutes in Rental U and watch videos, your staff has the ability to do that without you enrolling them. That being said, this is a way that you can put deadlines on courses and monitor progress. So if you want to enroll someone in a course, you're going to click enroll users. When you do that, the list of courses that are available in Rental U will appear. You will find the one you want to enroll your staff in. You will click on the title, and it will bring you to a screen with enrollments. You are going to manage enrollments. You are going to enroll users. When you do this, your list of staff will appear. You will select a person you want to enroll. And this is where you can set a deadline for them if you choose to. So if you want to set an enrollment deadline, you can say you have a week to finish this course. You can do that. And then you'll click confirm. When you click confirm, their email will get a notification that they have just been enrolled in a course and they have a deadline to complete it. Any questions on that process? This meeting is being recorded and we do have short snippets of how to do that. Every member services rep has that ability to get you that info.
Yep, we'll get it sent out after the call. We'll attach it to kind of a follow-up email for you guys.
Yeah. You can enroll more people than one at a time. That was a really long way to say multiple people, but you can enroll multiple people at one time. By clicking this box, by checking multiple boxes, you can enroll your entire branch if you want. This function is super easy once you get the hang of which button to click on. So I know it can be a little tricky at first. So manage enrollments, enroll users. Now, to answer the question of, can I see someone's progress? The answer is absolutely yes. You are going to go to the third administrative box, which is run reports. When you click on this box, you have the ability to run a report based on a person and based on a course. So if you wanted to run a course report, you would type the name of the course in here. I'm hoping it won't be too finicky with me today. And you'll be able to see how many of your staff is enrolled in the report, how many have completed it, and their progress. The day that they opened it, their access, how long it took them to complete, etc. All of that is available to you through the reports. If you wanted to run a report on an individual person, you can do that too. I'll do this person. You type in their name, you will get a ton of information. Their total time in the platform, you'll find their progress on all their different courses they've done, and you will be able to know what they're enrolled in, their progress, everything here. It's pretty robust. Any questions on running reports?
Yes, we did have one question. Carol is asking if anybody can see this information other than the admin.
No. Users are not able to run reports. If you're labeled a user in the platform, your screen is cut off under safety and risk management. Administrative rights are available. These three buttons make those administrative rights.
If you have somebody at your company who you would prefer to be the administrator for Rental U, let us know. We can always change that. By default, it's the primary contact, but that may not be the best person for you. So just let us know and we can easily get that updated for you to have the right person assign courses.
And you can have multiple administrative staff in the platform. And if you have multiple branches, you are able to assign an administrator at a branch. They can then have the ability to see all of your staff or just the staff at their branch, which is really convenient for people that have a lot of different branches to keep track and a lot of people to keep track of. So any of those questions, we're happy to help. Are there any other questions, comments about Rental U? Great. Well, like I said, if you have any questions at all, type in ararental.org. Any email that populates that comes from ARA will be able to help you. I know me, Josh, Mary, Jeff, anyone is happy to walk you through this. Our staff is pretty good at the platform and navigating it. And then any specific education questions, just email education@ararental.org. We're always working on new projects, and we always want to hear from our members about what's missing from the offering. So to end, I would say new staff, start them here at Getting Started in Rental. It's a good way to get their foot in the door and at least introduced to the platform and comfortable with the controls. And yeah, we're happy to help you set up your staff so it'll work and be seamless for you.
Awesome. Thank you, Lauren. Before we segue over to Josh and him highlighting some of our ARA certified programs that are going to be tailored to the equipment segment, can I get a show of hands of how many of those of you are on the event side? Because I just had a few updates that I'd love to share with you. If you want to raise a hand in the chat. Hi, Kevin. Okay, wonderful. So Kevin, a big highlight here is next month, we're going to have a safety topic, and it's going to have James Arbach and myself, and it is going to be much more tailored and driven to the event side. So the next 15 or 20 minutes, again, is going to be highlighting what certificate programs we have in place specific for the equipment team, but I just wanted to share that with you. And also two other pieces. For us on our side, we have the box truck training course as well as CERP. So Lauren and the education team are currently working on revamping that with a rollout date of February of 2023. Correct, Lauren? Are we still on track for that?
Yes, and Mary, we've got more event folks raising their hands while you were talking.
Oh, fantastic.
So, yeah,
okay,
we've got a good contingent.
Joanne. Okay, wonderful. We just really wanted to respect your time on the second segment here, though, but did want you to be aware of the CERP revamp. Also wanted to share with you box truck training. For those that have not taken the course or enrolled your team members, that is a wonderful certificate program. It is going to be our 5-hour comprehensive course that's going to take you through what I like to say is the life cycle of an order. So from the time your counter staff takes that order to its delivery date, walks through some regulations as well as safety features there. Some great news for those that are on here as well. Lauren is going to extend a promo code. So if anybody is interested in purchasing some of those, I'm happy to talk to you offline and share what that is for you too.
Yep. And Mary, I wanted to just talk about the CERP revamp quickly. Okay. CERP in its new form is going to be much more interactive. If you've taken box truck training, you will kind of get the feel of how we're going to build our courses in the future. Tons more video, a lot more interactive activities along the way. So that is what you can expect from the new CERP program. I know a lot of people took CERP when it was binders that were mailed to you, and we're not going to do that anymore. So this will be much more interactive, shorter courses, updated material. So really excited to share that with you next year.
Wonderful. And so after today, I will follow up with all of those that attended, so you have that information on how to get access into Rental U, enroll users, track your users, as well as that promo code for box truck. Any other questions or feedback before we transition over?
Ooh, one more thing I wanted to
Yes.
say. If you have never logged into Rental U and you're not sure how, please just send us an email. I know that happens sometimes, and we're happy to help you get your foot in the door and let you surf around or help in any way you need. So if you've never logged in and you don't know how to do it, just get a hold of us and we'll be happy to walk you through it.
Absolutely. Or even your training staff. Perhaps you're not the one that's going to go in there. So if you have a manager or another key employee that helps with your onboarding and continuing education, we're happy to set up one-on-ones with them as well. So keep that in mind, and even help to audit your staffing. I encourage that with members every year, just to go in there and audit both from the education platform as just well as your main record too. All right, wonderful. All right, part two, Mr. Nickel and the ARA certified programs for the event segment.
Awesome. So I'm so excited to talk about these certifications. We actually did the research today, and it looks like it's been 2 years in the making for these equipment certifications. And I know that some might say it was more like 10 years that we've been working on it. And a special thanks to Beth Hoff-Blackmer, who I saw was on here, for really driving this program forward, and Tim Allen for putting in countless hours on research and review of these courses. It's really interesting and exciting to see how we crowdsourced a lot of the gold standards for these courses. So as of this week, we're launching 2 ARA certified courses for the equipment segment, plus a MUP certification. The equipment certifications are for sales and marketing. So your inside and outside sales team, your management, your front counter people, those types of folks. And then your back office staff, like your service techs, entry-level mechanics, and even some that you might give to some of your delivery drivers. But so they're really kind of broken into the front of the house and the back of the house. They have some commonalities between the two. So all of them are going to have a bunch of fundamentals of what is a rental company, why do they operate the way that they do, where did they come from, what makes a rental company profitable. But then they've also got their really specific sections of a service technician is going to learn more about diesel engine mechanics, whereas a inside sales counter person or outside salesperson is going to focus more on how do I close a deal in rental? How do I ask for the reservation in the best way? You know, they're really designed for when you get somebody at the very beginning of their career, they just started in rental, so that you could get them started on the right foot. I know all of us have onboarding plans, and we do a lot through job shadowing and apprenticeship, but this is going to help you skip some of those steps, because we know one of the hardest things right now is finding good qualified people, and you're having to do a lot of training of unqualified people. And so the process here is to help speed that up for you, and cover some of the industry best practices to make it really, really hit home. And we'll talk a little bit more in detail after Lauren gives the overview, but I want Lauren to go ahead and give an overview of the different certifications and run through some of them. And then we'll get kind of into the nitty gritty of how we'd implement them and how we'll use them and all that kind of good stuff.
Yeah, so as Josh was saying, this has been, I know, a long process in the making for a lot of you who have been waiting anxiously for the programs. We were talking internally today, and we had our first meeting about this project on April 3rd of 2020. So it's been on our plate since then. So we're very excited to unroll it for all of you this week, actually tomorrow. So the sales and service programs, like Josh was saying, are designed to help fill the knowledge gap and to help you train your employees without having to physically walk them through 20 hours of training. So there is a landing page where you can learn more about these events. I'm going to share my screen and show those to you now. This page is not available until tomorrow. So just keep that in mind. Where's my screen share? So ararental.org/certified will get you to a page that talks about both of these programs respectively. They are both specifically designed for your staff using all of it. We started from scratch. Every photo, every video we took at a rental yard. So it is absolutely specifically rental. Another thing about the program is that when you are done, you will earn a designation for your work. So the ARA certified service program includes the following courses: gas engine, diesel engines, electrical systems, fuel systems, hydraulic components, working in the yard and shop, spatial awareness of your store. We cover everything we could possibly think of that a new or a newer staff would need to know about the industry in this program. We shared this with a group of members a couple weeks ago, and they said, I'm going to share this with even my seasoned staff because I think it's always a good reminder to know what best practices are and gold standard for the industry are. The courses are broken up into modules. So there's no written essay, there's no final assessment. You're assessed and you're quizzed at the end of every module. So it should be easier for your staff to get through, because if they've got 45 minutes in their day, that's enough to take one course and get through it and get through the assessment and then go back to their hands-on orientation or back to work or back to whatever they need to do in their day. So that course list that you can see right here is for ARA certified service. These flyers will be available on this landing page tomorrow. ARA certified sales includes courses on inside sales, outside sales, introduction to sales. That also includes telephone skills, intro to marketing, digital marketing, consumer behavior. We have a ton of sales scenario videos that they will have to go through. It is very robust, very up to date on digital technologies that we know change rather quickly, but there are some fundamental marketing principles and tactics that anyone in the rental industry should at least know about, if not implement right away. So we're really excited about this one as well. It also takes around 20 hours to complete. Again, this flyer is available on the website tomorrow. These will be purchased a different way than you might be used to purchasing something from ARA. So I want to walk you through that program here, or that process here shortly. I want to stop to see if there's any questions about the program thus far.
So they're asking about designations. Yes, there will be a designation. You will get a full certification with credentials. You can actually already find them on my LinkedIn. I posted my credentials today. They are ECP, Equipment Certified Professional. And then there's another 2 letters that go after that that show which certification that you have. So for example, mine is ECP-SM. Not to get overly complicated, but this certification standard will also apply to other things like MUPE training, forklift training, master trainers. So because I'm actually a MUPE master trainer, in addition to my sales and marketing certification, I'm an ECP-SM/MM. So I have both of those designations. Those designations will grow over time. You probably won't put a ton of them on there though, because you'll actually get more advanced designations. So for example, I've got the MM for Master MUPE Trainer on there. If I was just a MUPE trainer, I would have MT. When I got my Master MUPE certification, I replace it with MM. If I currently have the Sales and Marketing certification. Once we launch the Advanced certification for management or other advanced certifications, I would replace it with my advanced certification. So I wouldn't have my entry-level certification on there, just like you would with college degrees. If you've got a PhD, that's what you put on there. You don't put your bachelor's degree on there. They are equipment certified professionals. So all of these designations are for the equipment segment. It's designed to represent taking your team from staff to professionals. We also believe that these certifications have value even outside of the equipment rental industry. Which is why we don't have rental in the tags yet. And we wanted to keep it simple and short because we think it's an upskilling that would help your employees in any equipment type profession or construction profession. We think it's a valuable profession and a valuable certification. We'd encourage as many of you who want to actually go through, sorry, I got distracted. Somebody has said I have more letters than a doctor. Thank you. We'd encourage you to take the certifications yourself. The best way that they'll have value is if we take them and display them proudly. And as I said, we'll get more and more advanced certifications as we go. We already have some people who are going to be working through those pretty immediately after we're done. But it means what the value that we put on it. And I think these are incredibly valuable certifications. So yes, you will have those monikers that you can put on, or acronyms you can put on a resume, that you can put on your LinkedIn profile, all those types of good things, because this is going to take an intensive amount of work to get and to maintain these certifications.
Great. So as everyone goes to Josh Nichols' profile, you can see how cool it looks with the ECPSM designation, and then we can all work towards them together. So as I was mentioning before that really great question, the way to purchase these programs is a little different than other products that ARA offers currently. We are working to streamline the entire process for everything. So bear with us for that little transition. But here is what you will do. You will log on to Rental U and you will see a big button in the left-hand corner that says ARA certified. You can't miss it. Click on it. When you do, our options for training will appear. ARA certified service, ARA certified sales. The Train the Trainer program will be visible, but I'm going to save that process for a different conversation. So if you would like to enroll in the program, it's $4.99 to do so. Because you are all on this meeting today, you will be getting a secret code that you can use for 10% off from tomorrow to Friday. One time only, 72-hour flash sale, 10% off. Jeff will send that out in the recap email when we're done. But you will click on the program that you'd like to purchase, either sales or service. It will give you a little explanation of the program. It will show you the structure of the program and all the courses that you need to complete to earn the certification, to give you a little more info. And you will add it to your cart. You will insert your coupon code here if you're buying in the next couple of days. You will make sure you click the green apply coupon or it will not apply the coupon. You will check out. Now, I know this says payment method PayPal here. That is the payment provider for our learning management system. You do not need PayPal to complete this transaction. So what you will need to do is type in your address. I'm going to go through as much as I can here for you to show you how it works. You're going to type in your billing address. You will agree to the terms and conditions. If you agree to the terms and conditions, you will confirm your order. On the next slide, it will give you the option to pay with a debit card. So while it says PayPal, go through with your billing information and it will give you the ability to pay with a credit card or a debit card. Once you do that, you'll go through, you'll click confirm, and the course will appear in your My Courses tab on Rental U. And when you complete it, it will say, take me to learn now. And it will send you right here to this plan. From here, you will notice as you go through and complete courses, green circles, not completed, not started in your waiting list. Any questions on that process?
A couple quick notes on the process. We do lock people to taking the fundamentals courses first.
Yes.
So the first 3 or 4 courses you have to take in a row because we think those set the foundation for the rest of it. We do then have them in order based on where we think it makes the most sense. For example, gas engines is before fuel systems, and customer service 101 is before customer service 102. But once you get past the fundamentals, you can jump around a little bit where it makes sense. And then there's also the question of timetable. So you do have 1 year to complete it from when you start it. And to actually get your complete certification, you do also have to have been at an equipment rental store for at least 12 months. So as part of the certification, you have a year, but you also have to have been there for a year. There's a couple reasons that we did this. One is we think that it does take on the job training and hands-on training to really be a certified professional, and it is a true certification. The other is we do see a lot of people starting their new staff members on this relatively early, likely in the first 90 days, certainly in the first 6 months. We want to make sure that you have that nice hook to keep that employee on staff throughout that period of time. We think that upskilling and training employees starting from the very beginning is incredibly important and will help with turnover, but you also want to make sure that you have a nice hook on there to make sure that they stay with you long enough to pay for that certification. So they do have to stay on staff with you for a year for them to get their designation and their certification.
Any other questions about the program? I did pull up one of the lessons in diesel engines to just give you an idea of what these courses look like, if you're interested in seeing a sneak peek. Okay. So does it automatically share if you take both tracks? Is there a bypass for foundations? That's a great question. So as it stands tomorrow when we launch, yes, it will bypass. If you want to purchase both, it will bypass. We're working on the functionality of giving people the ability to pay for one certification track and then tack on the other as an additional cost, but not the full cost. So we are working on that. When that functionality is available, you will be able to bypass the foundations courses for both.
Yeah, we see a couple reasons that you might want to do this and scenarios where it would add a real value. It is something that would also increase, not necessarily to an advanced certification, but some sort of combined moniker that we would give the person who is certified in both. But for example, I'm sure a lot of your people start as service technicians and work their way up to the counter, or they start on the counter and they're a great salesperson, but have no idea how a diesel engine works. So in both scenarios, you may want to upskill that person by giving them the other certification. The system's already smart enough to know that they've taken the foundations courses and some of the other courses. There are other courses that overlap, say, for example, fire safety or risk management. And if they've already taken those courses, they'll automatically test out of those courses when they take the extended certification. And we would be offering this extended certification at a steep discount rather than the cost of $499 times 2. And then somebody also wanted me to mention the person purchasing, the person who purchases this certification is the one who gets enrolled, or you'll need to contact us so that you can purchase them and we'll get them enrolled. We also had some questions about future certifications. And since we're talking about upskilling from service to sales or sales who need some service background, I think it's a good time to mention this is designed to extend out to other certifications. In some cases, they could be things like forklift trainer, forklift operator, but we also foresee a bunch of advanced certifications. Some of the ones that we've been discussing are safety manager, branch manager, operations manager, shop manager. There's a lot of additional certifications that we could extend upon this. We don't have any of those necessarily in the pipeline. We do have some advanced courses that we have started, but some of it's going to be which courses are going to be in highest demand, or which certifications, advanced certifications in particular, will be in the highest demand first. And then the equipment certified professional courses are also designed so that eventually your staff is able to train your customers on equipment certifications. So the first certification that you'll find that you'll be able to train customers on and charge for is the MUP certification. Some of you may already be doing that, certifying your customers as operators on boom lifts and scissor lifts. We'll be adding on forklifts later on this year and rough terrain forklifts or early next year. But we foresee training being a really great spot for our rental companies in the future as well. And in Europe, almost every riding stock piece of equipment requires some sort of operator license or certification to drive. You would never go to a budget rental car and rent a car without a driver's license, yet we'll give somebody a 180-foot boom lift with absolutely no experience whatsoever. We don't think that's going to last forever. And we think one of the best people in the industry to train people on this is our rental companies, because rental companies are brand agnostic. There are some other companies out there that offer training, but it is often like the Genie training or the JLG training. And while they make great trainings on their own, we need people to be trained by an industry standard on a classification or category. And we think that rental companies are perfectly suited to do that and take an opportunity to increase their revenue by offering these certifications. So that's another place where not having the term rental in there gives you further opportunity, because you could be certifying professionals on skid steers or excavators or MUPs in the future. And we want to give you the opportunity and have the extendability in our certification arm to be able to do that. I see a couple people put some questions. Let me make sure I've answered those. Do you have access to the course materials past that year or upon completion? Lauren already answered yes. Steven said forklift, please. Absolutely, forklift and rough terrain forklift is already on the list and has already been
Working on it.
It is separate from MUPs, partially because our event members will also want that. And some people just need forklift training, not necessarily forklift, MUP, and reach forklift training. And yeah, I think that was all of the questions that I see so far.
Great. So can you see this articulate course here? Awesome. So I just wanted to give you a really, really quick glance at what you can expect from these courses. There's video, there's interactive activities. So I don't know if you have to share audio with Zoom or if it's work.
We can't hear it.
You can't?
Cannot.
Okay.
There's some great audio that plays over this. I wish I had it memorized, or I would just narrate it for you.
Oh, sure.
But what we
Sorry.
wanted to really show in this
combustion using the heat of compression rather than a spark. This unique method of combustion is why diesel engines are referred to as compression ignition engines. Compressing air generates heat, so if the air is compressed enough, the temperature will exceed the ignition point of diesel fuel. When diesel is introduced to this extremely heated air, it will immediately ignite and combustion occurs. This is the process of compression ignition that happens inside the cylinders of a diesel engine. It is through this action that the chemical energy contained in diesel fuel is converted to mechanical energy. The high compression ratios can be detrimental to the components of a diesel engine, which is why they are designed to be more robust than a gasoline engine. Thicker cylinder walls and stronger materials not only handle the compression demands, but they also increase the overall reliability and longevity of diesel engines.
So we've got videos explaining fundamental principles of diesel engines versus gas. We have true and false activities that you can go through. If you're wrong, it'll blink or shake you out of it. If you're right, it will let you continue on. And you move through the courses as you scroll. So it's a very natural movement through the courses. They're interactive. There's tons of video to help visually show what we're trying to explain. So we're pretty excited about them.
Yeah, and I'd just like to stress again, we made that entire video and animation in-house. So you'll see in a lot of our videos and animation that you're going to see equipment counters in there. You're going to see rental XYZ. You're going to see equipment in the animations, in the video, in the pictures, real rental stores in there. This isn't customer service 101 rewritten with just the word rental in it. It's high-level techniques like we know in rental, asking for the business is asking for the reservation. Not only that, we know the best way to ask for the reservation is to ask an open-ended question. So we're training people not to just say, can I reserve that for you? But can I reserve, or when on Saturday would you like to reserve that? Or what time next week would you like me to reserve that, so that we can then overcome objections on the reservation. It is all designed from the ground up for rental. They took some of the best industry knowledge we had from some real thought leaders in the industry, and were able to digitize it in an interactive, exciting way. I wish I had this training a few years ago, because we could have upskilled people so much faster. In most cases, I would recommend that you get people started on this right away. It's going to make your job a lot easier. It's kind of like paying ARA $25 an hour to train you one-on-one in an interactive and checked way, so that they can get on the process of their certification. From talking to the people who have reviewed the different sections, they see it as valuable for people between 0 and 5 years with a rental company. The 5 years might surprise you. It did me too, but we teach some really good gold standards in there. And while the fundamentals will probably be a little bit unnecessary for somebody who's been there 4 years, some of the higher end techniques in inside sales, outside sales, shop organization, 5S processes, will be great reminders and ways to get them up to the gold standard and everything. In every case, we tried to show the gold standard, not just the good to have, the nice to have, but the best practice of something to do, and help people upskill so that they see rental as a career. You know, one of the things that we hear the most from rental store owners, other than, you know, I can't get fleet, is I can't get people. And one of the ways to keep people once you've got them is to show them a career path, and to continue to upskill them and continue to train them. And so this certification is the first step in that. And again, we're going to have further steps beyond this, so that you can start showing people a career, and you can start incentivizing them for that. You know, do you just give them a bonus at a year, or do you give them a bonus when they get their certification, their CDL, their train the trainer certificate, their advanced certificate, their safety manager certificate? This is a great way for you to plan those incentives and plan the career path for that person, so that you can show them how they can advance their careers. Somebody said, can you show the correct answer should someone get the incorrect answer in the quiz? This has been a comment I have heard. So I'm not sure I exactly follow you, but if you answer it incorrectly, it'll say it's incorrect, and then it will explain why. If you're talking about the example Lauren showed you specifically with the card sorting, that's not really part of the quiz. It's a knowledge check. And with that, what it does is it shakes, and it won't let you put that card there. You have to put it in the correct spot, and then it's sucked into that box. So most of them, especially after you've done them a couple times, are really pretty self-explanatory things where you're matching things up, or you're sorting things into the right places, answering true or false questions. And then the knowledge assessments that you have to pass to get the certifications are just multiple choice questions, where you either select multiple answers, all of the above, you select one answer, you select true or false. So they're very standardized knowledge checks. We're also following in a lot of our certifications that same process, like the MUP certification, that you would see in the highest level standards, where we're randomizing the questions. We're using banks of questions. These are true certifications, and the people who get them can be proud of them and trust the certification they get. The other thing that we didn't mention on the MUP certification that's really nice, I don't know about any of you, but I was a JLG trainer. And that first half a day when you're giving somebody a MUP certification is horrible. As entertaining as I try to be as a person, you can't stand there and read from a book or a slideshow for 4 hours about safety and make it interesting. Well, maybe Kevin Gurn can, but I can't. I'm not capable of that. This takes the entire first 4 hours off your hands, so they can do it at their leisure, at home, from a computer. They can do the whole first thing with interactive knowledge checks, videos, written portions, really interactive stuff. So you don't have to do any of that. All you have to do is meet them for the second portion, the hands-on practical, and do that. And you could do that one at a time. So it might take you 15 or 20 minutes to give somebody their operator certification, or you could do them in classes like we normally used to do, because that first half of the day, it made more sense. But we're going to free up a whole half day of your trainers so that all they're doing is that hands-on portion of it, and they're not having to waste that time. Let's see. Somebody was asking about PDEP. Okay, so in PDEP, it sounds like if you got an answer wrong, it didn't tell you why it was wrong. It does explain in this certification why you got an answer wrong, and you can go back and retest so that you can get the answers right. I'm glad you brought up PDEP, Angie, because we are also
We're redoing that too.
we started this month redoing PDEP, so we'll be brought up to this new standard. It's going to be a lot of the same industry content that you saw before, but we're going to have some new video. It's going to be much more interactive than it was. We're going to up the standard of safety in them a little bit more. And let's see, once you purchase courses, so if you are purchasing a certification, it is for an individual. The individual gets to keep that certification. That's not your company certification. And so it is tied to that individual. Other people would not get access to those courses unless they signed up for the certification. And I think that covers all of those questions so far. Lauren?
I don't have any questions for you, Josh. Just my question for everyone is this certification and the quick hour we just had time to talk, is it something that you can foresee your staff using? Are there people that you already are earmarked to sign up with your top secret lunch and learn coupon code? Are there any outstanding questions you have about the program that we can answer for you?
There is. So Stephen asked a great question about acknowledgement. And so there will be huge fanfare when somebody gets their, when somebody gets their certification.
Yes.
We have, now again, they have to have been employed with you for a year. So in some cases, they might finish it in the first 6 months, but you'll have to sign off once they've been there for a year that they've completed their certification. But once they've completed their certification, obviously they'll get a certificate, but they're going to get a whole branded care package. Depending on whether they're sales and marketing or whether they're a service technician, with ARA certified coffee mugs and decals, hard hat stickers, a package of digital stuff so that they can post on their social media, on their LinkedIn, that they just got certified, that they're qualified. There's going to be a lot of different ways that they're going to be able to get promoted. We're going to promote them and help you promote them as your team is getting these extended certifications, and we'll make them feel very special, and hopefully make your other employees feel a little left out that they don't have their certification and their ARA certified mug yet.
These mugs are really cool. I know that sounds so silly sometimes, but we got them in, and our staff is like, we all want to take this program because we want the mug. So they also include safety glasses and gloves for the service technicians that are really cool.
Yep. Rachel asked a question about signing up for both certifications. So we do not have a way today to sign up for both certifications. Well, I mean, I guess we do, but you'd pay $4.99 for both of them. We will very quickly have a way that you could sign up for both certifications, because again, the system already knows if you've taken the fundamentals in one. So I would say for those of you who have staff who are going to want to take both, or if you want to take both, get started with one, give us a little bit of time. Let us know you want the second one, and we can find a workaround for it. But we'll have a standardized process for taking the extended certification that covers both roles relatively shortly. And I tend to be over transparent, so I don't know if I should say this or not, but where it'll probably be something around $99 to get the extended certification versus just the $4.99 for the single certification. And it should be a simple process, but once you guys get there, we'll do that. So let's see, a couple other questions here. Bulk price. Will Rental HQ tag businesses and employee ECP like SERP? We are looking at different ways to do that. It is a certification that stays with the employee, just like in a lot of other industry certifications, like a Society of Human Resources certification, or a Association of Equipment Management Professionals, equipment certification. It stays with them. There are some certifications that we will absolutely tag businesses in, especially as we get into the consumer certifications. So for example, if you have a forklift trainer or a mute trainer on staff, we will be finding the best way, we don't have that today, but the best way to make sure that your store is flagged as a place that contractors can go to for this safety training, whether they rent from you or don't rent from you. And then somebody asked if the certification is company property. The certification is not company property. I know that you are paying for it, but it is like a lot of other certifications that a company might pay for. It's an investment in your employee, and your employees will see it that way. But part of the value of it is that it is their property, not your property. You know, if they get a bachelor's degree, but their company helps pay for their bachelor's degree, they can't take the bachelor's degree away, or it would devalue the bachelor's degree. So like that, our certifications travel with the employee. Now, the other good part to that is I believe it'll keep people into the industry. Once we get people, we need to make it as sticky as possible. And if they already have industry certifications that are well recognized and appreciated, then if Dan has an employee that's moving to Kevin Hoffman's area and he's got his equipment certification, then Kevin's going to be much more likely to hire him. And it's going to bring much more value to that certification if it stays with that employee. So I know that's a little bit painful, losing somebody, but investing in your people isn't painful. And there's that old, what's that old saying about somebody asked the CFO, what if we invest in people and they leave? And then the CFO says, well, what if we don't? Or maybe the CFO asked that question. It sounds like a question CFO would ask, but you've got to invest in your people and you want it to be valuable to them. Let's see.
While Josh is looking for that next question, I'm going to put in the text chat. It's a link to an RP article we had in January that speaks about our employee training assistance program, which is applicable to these certification courses. There's an online form you can fill out for it. It's up to 50% that you can get reimbursed for it. The deadline for Q1 is March 31st. So for those of you who are wanting to get a jump on it, you'll be able to take advantage of that as well. So I'll get that in there. Kind of talks about what the foundation is doing around that and just some other details and the link to get registered for that.
Any other questions? So for those of you who take the certification, which I hope you do, and you post it on your LinkedIn and your resume, although if you own the company, I hope you're not giving out your resume all that much, but display it proudly. We still would like feedback. If you have a better way that something could be said, or something maybe doesn't make sense, or you think that maybe that we could use a newer gold standard that would drive home the process or bring more value, we want to hear it. This is a crowdsourced certification brought by thought leaders in the industry. But we can always improve it, add new modules to it, tweak it, and we can do a lot of that on the fly with our current system. So if you see something that you feel like could be better or better described or anything like that, we'd love to hear it. All right, well, Lauren, do you want to give them that promo code so they can be cool like me and have more letters than a doctor?
Yes, I will do that. I am going to put it in the chat, and I will know if you share this code with someone who didn't attend this lunch and learn. So keep the code for yourself. We are always watching. Not really, but I will know if you use it. So I hope you use it. I hope we have tons of people signed up tomorrow and Thursday and Friday for the certification programs. The education department is a department of 7 people, and this is what we have focused on for every single day for the last 2 years. So we are very excited to share it with you. All feedback is welcome. And even if it's good feedback, you can share that with us too, because we like to hear it. So thank you all for coming this afternoon. We're really excited about the future of the programs that we're putting out and the certification programs and the standard of education that the association can give you. So.
And Lauren, does that code, is it case sensitive?
It automatically caps locks it. So be excited about it, all caps, and get your 10% off this
What-
week for the certification program.
What if somebody wanted to buy 10 certifications this week using that code? Could they do that?
You can do that.
What if they wanted to buy 20?
Let's try. If we break it, we'll fix it. So 20 sounds great to me.
Perfect. All right, well, I think that's it for everybody. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach us out. Definitely, if you see the education team, give them a pat on the back. They've been working incredibly hard on this. It is so cool to see what they've done with some of the stuff that we've talked about in the industry and discussed how to promote and do, but just made it so interesting and memorable and certifiable, literally, which is a really cool thing. So Mary, I don't know if you had anything you wanted to say to close us out.
All I wanted to say is thank everybody again for coming. You'll get a follow-up email that'll give you those how-to. So if there were any gaps in your note taking today, don't worry, because you'll have those videos. I also would encourage you to share those with any managers or any other team members that help and assist with continuing ed or onboarding, so they can save that for future reference. And just some kind reminders on auditing your employee list and some additional contact information on the membership team. So if there's any other questions that we can help guide you with, we can do that.
And if you are an event person and you want 10% off a box truck training, call Mary Lyric and she will make it happen for you.
Thank you, Lauren.
You bet.
All right. Well, everyone have a terrific afternoon, and we will see you next month, hopefully, for those of you that are event focused.
Thank you.
Thanks all.
Bye.